Imagine your life as the emperor's personal boy toy. You are walking through halls of gold, dressed in the finest silks, surrounded by an intoxicating aura of absolute power, yet knowing with a cold, quiet certainty that you are nothing more than a living, breathing possession. There is a deeply misunderstood psychological state that occurs when a human being is elevated to the highest possible status, not for their mind or their soul, but entirely for another person's pleasure. We often look at historical figures, the favored companions, the royal captives, the beloved playthings of emperors, and we think they were lucky. We imagine the luxury, the influence, and the safety. But beneath the surface of that glittering existence lies one of the most intense psychological battlegrounds a human mind can endure. You might know this feeling in your own life, even in a modern, subtle way. Have you ever been in a dynamic where your value was entirely dictated by how useful, beautiful, or pleasing you were to someone holding all the power? Psychology suggests that when our autonomy is stripped away, but replaced with lavish rewards, the brain enters a profound state of cognitive dissonance. You are told you are cherished, you are showered with gifts, and told you are the favorite. Yet, your nervous system knows you are captive. To be the personal favorite of a supreme ruler is to live permanently on the edge of a blade. You have the ear of a god, but you have no voice of your own. Many people unconsciously adapt to extreme power imbalances by entirely fragmenting their identity. When your physical and emotional survival depends on anticipating the shifting moods of an untouchable ruler, you become a master reader of micro-expressions. You learn the exact tension in his jaw before an outburst. You recognize the specific heavy silence that means he is bored, and you know exactly how to twist your own personality to entertain him and stay safe. Research shows that this kind of chronic hyper-vigilance fundamentally wires the brain for anxiety. You aren't just existing, you are constantly calculating. Your mind becomes a flawless mirror, reflecting only what the emperor wants to see. Until one day, you look in an actual glass and realize you have completely forgotten who you are when nobody is watching. The hardest part of living inside this gilded cage is the overwhelming isolation. If you try to express your despair, the world looks at your silk garments and your endless feasts and calls you ungrateful. The tragedy of the favored plaything is the absolute loneliness of being seen by everyone, but understood by no one. You are an object of desire, a living work of art, a symbol of the emperor's dominance. But an object does not have the right to feel sorrow. An object does not have the right to be exhausted. Most importantly, an object never has the right to say no. We often judge those who stay in deeply controlling dynamics, wondering why they don't simply walk away or fight back. But human psychology is incredibly complex when trauma is wrapped in the illusion of love and protection. The brain often forms a trauma bond, a powerful chemical attachment to the person who holds your life in their hands. The emperor is the source of your greatest fear, but also your only source of comfort. When he smiles at you, your brain releases a flood of relief and dopamine. You begin to confuse survival with devotion. You convince yourself that because you are chosen, because you are his favorite toy, you are safe. If you have ever lost yourself to keep the peace, if you have ever shrunk your personality to fit perfectly into the palm of someone else's hand, you are not weak. You are using a brilliant, unconscious survival strategy. The mind of the royal favorite creates a hidden sanctuary deep inside, a quiet, untouchable room within the psyche where the real you goes to hide while your physical body plays the role it must. This dissociation isn't a flaw, it is a profound act of psychological preservation. It is your soul's way of surviving an environment where it is not allowed to exist. The life of an emperor's favorite teaches us a haunting truth about human nature. Privilege without power is just a more comfortable form of captivity. But even in the darkest, most controlled environments, the human spirit fights to keep a tiny ember of autonomy alive. The very fact that you can feel the emptiness of the gilded cage proves that your inner self has not been destroyed. You are still there, waiting for the day the heavy doors swing open. If you resonate with these deep dives into the hidden corners of human psychology, please subscribe to the channel. Together, We will continue exploring the beautiful, complex realities of the mind, and you will always have a safe place where your silent struggles are seen, validated, and finally understood.